All right.
Hey, motherfucker.
What the fuck? I think we should start off the podcast with that. We were practicing. Well, we want to say what's up to everybody for another tuning in for another brand new episode of the Titich podcast. As of course, I'm one of your hosts, Eduardo. I got my boy here, Brett, aka the White Rhino, in the fucking virtual studio. He's up in his fucking we'll call it the penthouse suite somewhere. It looks like he wants to go for the image of an insane asylum, but that's done on purpose. That's his type of a style. His he likes that type of the feng shui, I guess you can say, right? Is that what they call it, feng shui or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That. This is where I end up when I stop taking Prozac, though. This is where they put me.
Oh shit. Yeah, he's off the prosies. So yeah, man. But how are you today, bro?
Oh, I'm just kicking it. I thought I had a meeting today.
Okay.
Meeting by meeting I mean meeting a friend at a bar.
Oh, okay.
And good thing he called me on the way up because it would have been a lonely little bar trip. So anyway, I'm happy because my liver didn't have to deal with the punishment of drinking since 2 this afternoon.
Oh shit.
Now. Yeah.
Okay. Straight vodka, straight fucking gin, mixing everything you can possibly,
I'm more of a rye whiskey guy. If you throw some rye whiskey my way, I usually can't say no.
For sure. No,
or just
good
won't.
choices.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it gets you fucked up, that's pretty much the purpose of it, or just to be under the influence, which we'll definitely talk about being under the influence here on this episode. We got some awesome topics, of course, lined up for us to discuss and just kind of go into it. And as you can tell, where I'm at, I'm in my fucking virtual world here. I'm getting ready for the metaverse. So I'm already practicing in here. It's kind of lonely. I mean, I'm by myself. My family's in the real world. I'm plugged in via my fucking the back of my head. I have a fucking little insert, a USB drive, and I just plug myself in. I don't think that's the legit way, but I did it anyways.
No, it's cool. And that's cool. So you're getting ready for the metaverse. I'm getting ready for the metaverse. I bought my first NFT this week.
Oh, okay.
So,
shit. Oh, that's right. Well, share with the people, like what type of NFT is it? The one that you sent me, or
the little teddy bear?
A little teddy bear. Oh, okay. I thought it was you sent me one of Tupac.
No, that's on the Cardano chain. Yeah, Cardano.
Okay.
They're putting out their NFTs. No, but mine was on the Telos blockchain.
Okay.
And it was like a little stuffed animal. And what I loved about it is it was just a stuffed animal or whatever, just stitches everywhere, right? But he's still smiling, right? So I'm just like, dude, if I were a stuffed animal, that'd be me, definitely put through the ringer, but somehow I just keep smiling
through all the bullshit, man. You still keep coming up and you're still pushing forward. And it's kind of like, life's hard lessons, it is what it is. It's just life, right? At the end of the day. And you're still jiving. You're still here.
Yeah. I'm still popping my collar,
even though you're off the prosies,
Oh yeah. Well, that's a different case. That's where the stitches come out, end up, getting put there in the first place. Like, he's off his prosies. We got to give him stitches. He's just taking it too far.
Oh, damn, for sure. All right. So as of course, by now we've tried to put the segment together called the What the Fuck segment, where we start off with various topics, kind of what I come across or what Brett comes across as well throughout the week, because there's always just a bunch of stuff obviously coming up. But actually, one thing I do want to start off with is the fact that we talked a little bit about this before on the previous episode 80. Go check it out if you haven't. The whole Travis Scott concert incident, they actually made it official that it was 9 people that actually died. One of the, I guess there was a female that was in vegetative state, and that she was the 9th victim. And it's getting pretty bad to where this is being used to pretty much cancel him at this point. So they're finding, obviously the reasons for the concert, for what it was and all that, to literally just tarnish his name, and that's it. That's going to be his downfall pretty much, or or a downfall that he's going to have to face, and legal lawsuits. I mean, it's going to be dicey, like you would say. So it is crazy. It is very crazy how this is turning out. But then also realize in history, there's been deaths in multiple concerts. And I think you said that too as well. Like there's been deaths before. And I think it really comes down to how they even organize this whole concert or just this event in general. Obviously, if there's going to be a full capacity. I think they said it was like 50,000 people. I'm like, holy shit, is that how much the venue can hold, or like what's the limit here? But I just again want to say that it is crazy. For people who go out there at concerts, be safe. Definitely try to avoid fucking being squished within the middle of people, when there's just an overcapacity amount of people there. So, because I was a concert goer, I was an avid concert goer, and it never really got to that point. But there's been some times where if you're in a flood of people, holy shit, it is crazy. Actually, I'll share a little story. I think I might have shared this on the podcast. I'm not sure. True story. We went to a festival in Las Vegas. It was 2013, 2014. I don't really remember. But we were in the middle of a crowd. I would say there was in the thousands, dude. This was crazy. One of the biggest crowds I've ever been in. So it's an electronic festival in Las Vegas. We were in the middle of the crowd, dude. And this girl, like right beside me, I remember she was beside me or in back of me, fainted, like flat out fainted. And I'm just like looking around, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? So my first reaction was kind of like try to help her up or just try to make sure she's okay. But you have to realize there's hella people around, right?
Right.
Dude, my first instant reaction was just grab her, lift her, and just try to make my way out of the crowd. And it felt like it took years. Dude, I swear I was like, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to collapse right here carrying this person. I'm not going to make it. And I was just trying to push it through. And I actually, at the time, I had another friend. She was clearing the way, like telling people, hey, get out of the way, get out of the way. We need to get her out to the crowd. And dude, I was just like, I got to make it. But then again, I mean, you got to keep in mind, I was pretty fucked up this night. I was pretty drunk. So I think the alcohol definitely helped push through it. I was pretty off my rocker. I'll say that. So I was heavily intoxicated.
Obviously, I hadn't taken any Molly.
Yeah, no, I was functioning. I was just really heavily intoxicated. Okay. So that gave me a little bit more strength. So at that point, it's like I'm just fucking going, but it felt like it took forever to try to get out of the crowd. But luckily, got her out, and I kind of laid her down. Medics came, they saw, because there were medics around the vicinity where the people were. Sure. So they grabbed her, put her on the little bed thing, and took her away. And she said thanks. And that's all I remember.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Dang, dude. I feel like I could have told that story a lot differently. But never mind.
No, man, but it's one of those things where you forget, because I honestly, it came to mind when I kept reading articles about the Travis Scott concert and all that shit, dude, everything that went down.
We had a little crowd thing up in Montana. Now, I will tell you, just before I start the story, I never went to one of these events, but they were known for getting out of hand. Yeah. And it was a festival in Missoula, Montana, called the Testicle Festival.
Okay.
You're just gonna have to Google it. Okay, anyway,
Testicle Festival.
So it got to the point though where these festivals were getting so far out of line that I mean, people were getting stabbed at these things,
Holy shit.
Yeah, these festivals were crazy.
No, that's crazy. I mean, getting stabbed, it doesn't always end up too good. I mean,
there was one time I had one of my boys from Montana came over to visit. Yeah, and, we were over in Olympia somewhere partying, and it was one of those situations where I mean, we're all boys, right? We all grew up together, so we've all just been around each other since we were kids,
for sure.
So I don't know what happens, but I get drunk, and and I'm like, nah, Justin's my boy. He had a knife out, and he's pretending like he's gonna stick people. So I'm like, dude, I'll stick you with my nuts if you think you're gonna stick me, right? So I unzip my pants, I pull my nuts out, and he took that knife, man, and put a clean slice right on the old nut sack.
No shit, really? Yeah. Holy moly, man! Talk about taking one to the jugular, right?
And I heard everybody in the room go, "Ooh!"
This guy ain't playing. He's stabbing freaking
so I had
testicles.
To explain why there was so much blood in my underwear the next morning.
Holy moly! I'm surprised you didn't get it wasn't. I mean, was it bleeding a lot?
No. He just scraped me.
Fuck. No. Man. Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna stick you with something else, and it ain't a knife. Jeez, man. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Shit,
yeah,
that's crazy.
That's when I knew it was probably time to stop drinking so much.
Definitely.
Brett, you're a dad now. Dads don't do this stuff.
No, this is what we do on the weekends. This is our party right here. We just get together, do some podcast episodes for you lovely people, and we just kind of jive, and that's kind of our That's our party nowadays,
Yeah,
dude.
that was my testicle festival.
Testicle festival. All right, man.
Yeah, Google
Damn.
it.
Okay. Interesting story. No, I will have to. I will have to. All right. So the first topic here on today's What the Fuck segment, we're gonna start off with something that has to do with sightseeing vacations and the shit you see, I guess, from what this article was talking about. And it's pretty funny because it's one of those things where you just kind of think to yourself, out of all the places, why here? And I'm gonna talk a little bit about it.
Church.
So, so the title to this article states, "Tourists having sex in the dunes is ruining a Spanish beach." And this is going to go from the article. And of course, I'm gonna plug in the links to all this on the description underneath the video when this drops. So for everybody that wants to follow along, go and read a little bit more about these topics for yourself. Whenever you have time, if you're interested, you'll be able to click on it. Boom, you'll see what I'm seeing. So,
what was the title?
Tourists having sex in the dunes is ruining a Spanish beach.
So Poon in the dunes, huh?
Poon in the dunes. There we go.
Okay.
That's gonna be the title. Fuck it. That's perfect. That's perfect. Poon in the dunes. All right. So here we go. Over tourism is regularly blamed for choking historic cities, covering world famous sites in trash and killing local life in tourist hotspots across the world. Now, tourists having sex is said to be behind the gradual destruction of a beach and nature reserve in Europe. The Dunas de Palomas, I think that sounds Spanish. Yeah. Special nature reserve on the Spanish island of Gran Canaria is known for its wild sand dunes rippling out behind the lighthouse, perched on the seafront, and regularly top the list of things to see on the island. So it's a pretty well-known place, I guess, from what this says so far. Its dunes, which have been legally protected since 1982, are one of the last remaining shifting dune systems in Europe, providing a resting spot for birds migrating between Africa and Europe. But now it's providing a different kind of rest spot, with tourists taking it to dunes to get frisky. A new paper in the Journal of Environmental Management, Sand, Sun, Sea, and Sex, with strangers in the 5 S's, characterizing cruising activity and its environmental impacts on a protected coastal dune field, looks for the first time at the environmental impact on the coastal reserve being used as a cruising area. Well, yeah, it's more funny when I'm reading it. It's wild to me. Okay. Researchers inventoried 298 sex spots on the beach over a total area of over 2 square miles, mainly among bushy and dense vegetation. The Nibacas dunes that wad up around vegetation. They studied them during May 2018, a period which included the local gay pride festival. The tourist sex and cruiser trampling impacts directly not only the Nibgas, I think that's how you say it, but also on 8 native plant species, 3 of which are endemic. They found. Tourists trample over the vegetation, remove plants and sand, and make their own quote unquote nests, even fencing them off and dump waste, including cigarettes, condoms, toilet paper, wipes, and cans. They also use the dunes as toilet, with researchers finding urination and defecation locations. The more remote the sex spot is, the more it has been used and the more trash was left in it. Researchers noticed. Although the authorities leave trash bags in some of the large areas, and they were normally full. Even the dunes exclusion zone, which is completely off limits to the public, where other areas are restricted, was found to have 56 sex spots. Dude, that's a lot of sex. I mean, first of all, I want to say this: there's a lot of fucking going on here, and the fact that out of all the spots, I mean, you would think, I mean, if I guess you want to be living on the thrills and just on the edge, you go find yourself a fucking dune and just go have at it. It's just crazy to me. Overall.
I think I didn't know that there could be so much garbage when you have sex.
I know, it's like you're there to do one thing only. I don't think you're gonna unless you're going for like rounds. You're bringing in some snacks, some booze, some cigarettes. I mean, it's funny how they're saying cigarettes after a fucking. It's always like that thing in the movies. Yeah. All right, round 2. You know,
like the condoms.
Yeah. So
what are you, lame? What is it? The 90s?
Man, yeah, it's raw dog life, like we always say over here. So I'm gonna continue on with the article. As a result of tourist activities, there has been a complete abandonment of environmental education in the reserve, according to the study. The reserve was originally created with education as a primary activity. What's more, The Gran Canaria giant lizards, a popular sight at the Canary Islands, have died after eating condoms left behind by pleasure seekers, wrote Patrick Hesp, one of the report's authors in the article in The Conversation. That's fucked up.
So
that's killing wildlife.
Dude, you could have described that whole scenery to me and asked me where I was talking about. And with the exception of needles, I would have just said downtown Seattle. That literally sounds like downtown Seattle.
Like, are we talking about downtown Seattle? Wait, it sounds like
we were talking about Seattle. No, homie, you took me all the way across the world.
At the fucking dunes. I think it's, and this is coming. I think this is what's crazy, because this is kind of almost resembles what is it? I would kind of expect this stuff to go down like at nude beaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's kind of, you would think everybody's nude. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna do that type of stuff. Or I wouldn't be surprised if I were to be in that area to see that stuff go down. But in fucking dunes, I mean, with sand involved, just imagine sand everywhere. You're rolling around, sweating.
Yeah,
and then it's like, you're gonna get messy. It's like, why would you want to even put up with that? That's just me. Those are the things where I like, nah, that a dune, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
put me somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But a dune, nah. I mean, what do you think, man? I mean, it's fucking crazy, right? Especially when it comes to
outdoor sex. I mean, I've had sex alongside the river before.
But don't you usually put like something, like at least like a freaking towel, blanket? I mean, they might do that too. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure they do too.
Yeah, but it's like you're around a bunch of sand regardless. So it's like it's not going to be just in one sole position and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that has basically become a designated spot, though, like an unofficial designated sex spot.
It's like they're marking their territories where, like, yeah, I mean, it said like 200 or something. I don't know. It was a crazy number.
253. That's insane. That's like a hotel.
Literally.
It's I don't get it. Nomadic hotel.
It's really random too. Like, out of all the places that's where people, like, I wonder who the first couple were there and just be like, this looks like a good place to just go at it.
Yeah, and real bushy there.
And it sounds like a trend too, because obviously it was a trend literally, and this is what's happening. You see tourists now, it's like they don't go there for the sightseeing, they go there for the fucking. So
yeah, right. Yeah. I wonder if that's you know what it probably was? It probably started as a TikTok challenge.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I think you're getting somewhere.
I think you're getting dunes in Spanish.
In Espanol. No, it's wild. I mean, yeah, I would not be surprised that this started off with some kind of gag where, like, it's some sort of challenge and people started following along with it. I mean, like, looking back at history, there's been just the dumbest things where people
Tide
do
Pods.
like the Tide Pods. I'm like, you really go ahead, by all means. That's your choice.
Yeah, I wish they would have ended it with the ice challenge. Like, that seems like,
the ice bucket challenge, whatever it's called.
The ice bucket challenge was for some disease or whatever that nobody even knew what.
I didn't even know what it was.
They were like, no, I just want to get cold. Do the polar bear plunge.
Polar bear. You should have just named it that. The polar bear plunge.
Yeah,
would have been better.
Something like that.
No, but that's the first topic that kind of came about, and he just kind of came out to me. It's like, okay, this is wild, but I got to talk about it, my boy here on the pod, and share it with.
What are they going to do with the metaverse? I mean, the metaverse is going to be so much better,
isn't it? So let's talk about that. Let's go into that. Yeah. So you're telling me that it's going to get to the point. I mean, this is seriously out of a movie. I swear there was a movie like this that had, I believe, Bruce Willis, where a girl was actually a sex worker in a virtual reality.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like, I wouldn't put it past it.
Well, the thing about the metaverse, it's almost like anything can go. You can push the limits so much further in the metaverse than you would be able to in reality. All you have to do is think it and it's there, and I think we're gonna see how sick and twisted some of these people are, and just to think, you're gonna be like, okay, a developer had to actually put this together. So was the developer thinking this, or was this like something that was brought to his attention? It was like, hey, I need pigs, but with human bodies.
Jeez, dude, that'd freak me out.
It's gonna get insane.
No, man. Yeah, the more and more, like, I kind of think about this like off air while I'm doing stuff like at home where I'm working. I'm just kind of like thinking about the whole concept. It's only really just, we're really stepping into the unknown to where, I mean, the good, the bad, and the weird, and it's gonna be just a mix up of things, you know. So I'm more just curious to see how it's going to play out. And of course, it's as we're, you know, moving along, they're only going to, you know, make it more, I guess, advanced in the sense of not just going in the VR goggles, but it's going to be stuff like that's going to be on your body. So you're fully
Right.
in that motherfucker. So,
Right.
yeah, man. I mean, we're definitely going to keep you posted with that as well, because we're very interested in that, how that's going to play out. And hey, you might see your boys from the Tidwitch podcast in the fucking metaverse where you can come on and come into the stage. We'll have a little fucking nice studio. Yeah, exactly. We're just chilling there. Rick Relly, hey, what's up? What's up, cats? What's up, dogs?
Something tells me that Travis Scott is going to be only doing concerts in the metaverse from here on out. You know, and I'll back to him real quick. I didn't get to bring this up. Fortnite yanked him from Fortnite as well. Everyone. Everyone's after that motherfucker.
They got you mad about that. Like, nah, fuck that. They took my fucking skin. Yeah. How dare they?
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
That is wild.
Well, they took his dance and everything.
Oh, really? Yeah. They went that far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Not just the character, but dance move too as well. Wow.
Yeah, man.
They hating, man.
They hating.
Nah, man, they're really going at him hard. But hey man, I mean, it's tragic. Again, rest in peace to all the individuals that passed away. Truly tragic. And yeah, man, hopefully just we try to avoid from that happening again. This is a lesson learned, you know, hard way. Okay. So next topic. This next one, we're all about like being amazed at these new discoveries that always just, whether it's like from medicinal, scientific, new they found new like species of animals, all this stuff. It's all amazing, and we like discussing this. I like discussing this with my boy because we always go into just these fucking crazy deep dives with this stuff, which just leads on to other stuff and makes this conversation fucking phenomenal.
We take it to the next level.
Oh, we take it to the next level. Definitely. So the title of this article: therapy used on mice may transform spinal injury treatments, say scientists. And this is from the article. This is what it says. Mice with spinal cord injuries that left their hind legs completely paralyzed learn to walk again after a single injection of synthetic nanofibers that scientists say could revolutionize treatments for the condition. The therapy is based on a designer molecules that mimic the natural environment of the spinal cord and send signals to trigger cells to repair and regenerate. Wow. The team behind the work hoped to begin patient trials within 2 years. Professor Samuel Stupp of the Northwestern University in Chicago, who led the study, believes the work could pave the way for the first effective treatment for spinal cord injuries. I'm extremely excited and confident this will help out patients, he said. We are going straight to the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, to start the process of getting this new therapy approved for use in human patients who currently have very few treatment options. There's an estimated 50,000 people in the UK with spinal cord injury, and each year approximately 2,500 people are newly injured. There are currently no effective treatments to the repair of spinal cord damage. The therapy used a new class of smart materials to mimic the body's extracellular matrix, the non-cellular component of all tissues that was once reviewed as little more than the inner scaffold. However, there is growing evidence that the matrix, that's crazy, plays a complex role in the body's repair process through biochemical and biomechanical cues. And this is what Stupp and the colleagues were aiming to replicate. To do this, they used a new class of materials called supermolecular polymers made up of weakly bonded structural units that wiggle around and vibrate, allowing them to find and communicate with cellular receptors that are constantly moving. These polymers can be dissolved in water and administered as a liquid injection, but on contact with living tissue, instantly turning to gel that remains in place at the site of injury.
Wow,
dude. I mean, it's a good thing. I'm totally with that type of stuff, man. I mean, for people that obviously accidents, injuries, I mean, dude, it's like, right. It's also just crazy how the body's truly amazing that it's able to communicate with this gel that they're literally injecting into this mice. So, I mean, if this goes on human trials, it communicates with this gel and it just pretty much like absorbs it and it becomes a part of your body. Mm-hmm. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's like I wonder if Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is jealous because of his usage of gel on his hair,
slicking back his hair with it. Yeah, he's just, like, I wonder if I can hold my hair for like fucking a year straight without even touching it.
I was reading a statistic that like 80% of the gel usage in California is just Gavin Newsom.
Is it because he always has his hair slicked back?
Always
Yeah.
just looks like he's trying to be like the Ken doll. You know how plastic the Ken
Yeah, yeah,
Barbie
yeah.
Ken doll is. But no, the thing with this spinal thing, I mean, just recently too, we found out they were growing organs in uh like human organs in pigs.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
here I am, I'm rocking a wheelchair like Bobby, like, hey guys. And then all of a sudden I've got this gel in my back, but then all of a sudden I'm a heavy drinker, so I'm like, shoot, man, I need a new liver. And they're like, hey, get that pig to grow me a liver.
Fresh, brand new off the pig, dude.
We are the most abusive species on the planet.
It's
This
like
is insane.
it's like finding somebody that's just abusing their liver and it's like their fourth one in the year. It's like, nah, man, we need to cut you off. I think the limit's gonna be like
I'm
5.
a pig farmer. We'll be okay. We'll be all right.
That is crazy too. Yeah, you're right. We discussed that a little bit, I think, on a past previous episode, how they're they're regrowing organs or using organs from a pig to in a human's body. It's insane.
But
I mean,
but yet the whole vaccine, every time they tried to try it on animals, the animals all died. And so and so they're like, well, shit, let's just go straight to humans then.
Right. But they work for organs though, right?
No big deal.
Oh man.
It's just the FDA.
I just think it's when I came across this one in specific, it's really, like I said, we just don't, like, there's a bunch of stuff I bet out there that they're really working on to where, I mean, it hasn't even touched the light of day to where we know about, and especially knowing that, I mean, there's probably cures and stuff for like other diseases or even other, like, I mean, they were talking about even like 3D printers, like super advanced, precise 3D printers creating organs or creating like even the vessels and shit, which is just insane, So, I mean, dude, I mean, it's going to get to a point where I think we even discussed this too, that they're going to be able to pretty much like give you all new organs and maybe even what if they give you a new body?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think that's for some people, not me, but some people, they have a goal to live forever. That's why you see some of these people that are, what do they call it? Cryogenically.
Oh, cryogenic.
Where they have
they die
their head.
And then they freeze them, right?
Walt Disney has his head frozen. And so his head is literally kept in a freezer somewhere.
Oh, really?
And there he's waiting for the technology to catch up to where they can bring him back to life.
I didn't know that.
So yeah,
they really have his head frozen?
Yeah, his head is frozen.
Wow. Yep. Interesting. But I have heard of the cryogenic freezing of the bodies if you pass, and you have to obviously sign a few things to let you know that they can actually use your body to be able to bring you back pretty much from the dead. Which is like, dude,
who wants to
imagine that? But can you imagine that, right? If whenever this thing will happen, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know. I mean, I think at this point, we don't know if it could happen like soon or even just for the years and years and years, but to where they can actually just bring somebody from them dying already, and then they've been in cryogenic state, and then boom, they're back again.
Yeah.
I think that would be just like, we're just really fucking with Mother Nature at that point.
Well, it's going to be funny when they do bring him back, and then they look at this world, and like, why is everyone in their own pods? Oh, they're in this metaverse. we don't leave our homes anymore. We don't drive. We don't do anything. We have 3D printers that not only print the, if your organs start to fail, we can 3D print that, but it actually prints your meals as well. So everything is connected. You never actually have to leave your home.
They'll probably want to go back in that cryogenic state. I'll tell you that.
Take me back.
I'm making my exit. I'm done with this. I should have closed the chapter and just moved on.
And it's a quiet world because nobody talks, right?
Nobody talks. Yeah,
we just talk with our minds, with our thoughts, and and then so yeah.
That is awesome. Wild. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, that is crazy overall. I did not know about that about Walt Disney though. You got me on that one. That's crazy. They really keeping his head? Just his head, really?
Just his head, yeah. Yeah, his brain.
I've never heard about this. This is wild. Huh. Interesting. Well, I mean, what he created so far is a freaking mega $1 billion business or mega $1 million company. So I mean,
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, I guess he got
yeah,
money like that, so I don't know.
yeah.
It's crazy. You stymied me with that one, but all right. Moving on. Moving on. The show must go on.
Yes.
So this next topic, very interesting. I think it's going to affect you because you obviously you said you love your whiskey, you like getting intoxicated,
Yeah,
and
baby.
you like getting behind the wheel while intoxicated. I'm just playing. No,
Love
he
it.
doesn't. He's
It's one of-
responsible.
yeah.
I drive for him while I'm intoxicated, so we're good. No, but overall, no, we're responsible drinkers. We're responsible drinkers. Okay, so the title of this article is called "It's Helping Saving Lives." It's helping save lives. Vehicles will soon have built-in sensors to prevent drunk driving. So this is how it goes. Research say they figured out a way to practically eliminate drunk driving. I don't know. I'm studying there. My bad.
Whoa.
It's the beer.
That's why we drink before we do the pod.
That's what we drink. They have developed alcohol detection sensors that will soon be launched on American roads for the first time. And within a few years, the technology could be ready to install in the vehicles of the millions of American drivers. But are the American drivers ready for this technology? The question is now taking on the new urgency as program developers prepare to license the sensors, and Congress considers legislation that could make alcohol prevention technology mandatory in all the new cars and trucks. The potential impact of these sensors would be dramatic, with thousands of lives and billions of dollars at stake. 13 News was among the first media outlets in the nation allowed inside the Boston area lab, where scientists are developing the driver alcohol detection system for safety, better known as DADSS. It's where researchers have been teaching cars how to detect if a driver is legally drunk by using embedded sensors that measures a driver's blood alcohol level. If the level is above the certain threshold, the car won't start. DADSS engineers are developing two different types of technology. The first captures your breath and pulls it into a sensor, where a beam of infrared light then calculates your precise blood alcohol concentration. The second technology features a touch-based system built into the car's ignition button or a gear shift. It uses tiny lasers to shine a beam of light into your finger, and that special light reads the alcohol level below your skin surface. Unlike an ignition interlock system, which some courts mandate for convicted drivers, the DADSS system does not require a driver to take specific actions. The system is designed to quietly and obtrusively collect measurements.
That's I mean, hey, if it can do that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I'm not against it. I guess I don't know. I can't think of anything that's against it. Like I mean, really? I mean,
I'm surprised. I mean, I thought you would be fucking like heated because obviously, like I said, you like to fucking, sip a little something in behind the wheel, so you like to make things more interesting. So
no, well, I'll only drive old cars from now on. I don't care.
anything from 2000 down, I'm with, or whatever,
Yeah, whatever the latest model is,
Yeah.
it ain't going past that. You
They
can
try
get in
catching me
whatever
now.
car you want,
Oh,
but
shit.
I'm gonna stay in this model. Yeah, if it's a 2029 model, law hits 2030. And we're not doing anything retro either. I keeps it gully.
I always can imagine you like a 1987 Trans Am, T-top, fucking just an American muscle.
Yeah.
Just, old school.
That's okay. So when we do have the metaverse, I mean, that's definitely, I want to go back to the times when, there was less people in America, for one. I think we're overpopulated. And we could go into those Trans Ams, right? And we'd have our like AC/DC rocking, and I'd be like, Eddie, go with me. I'll be wearing my white beater. You'll be wearing your white beater. And, we'll jump in the Trans Am. No using the doors. We just jump in. 1979. We got some AC/DC
Yeah,
going,
buddy.
and we're literally just hitting. Was it Route 66 or whatever? And we're just doing rails of coke.
Imaginary coke. Hey, people,
Doing
imaginary.
90. Oh yeah. I mean, this is metaverse, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah. There you go.
But I mean, here's the thing though. To make it more real, I can get some shit. And
Real in the world, but real in the meta too as well. Or
yeah,
real,
right? Yeah. We'll get the
Just-
good. So
slamming down 24 packs, just fucking right there in the center console.
but we'll mix it up, right? So like it'll be like a 1979 scene, but then we'll have like Tupac will definitely call him up and be like, Pac, and then he'll be jumping out with his Red Wings jersey, and
Oh,
we'll be
dude,
kicking it with
fucking
him and Big, and
the dream, dude.
uh-huh.
Instead of that old infamous picture of him and Shook, it'll be us like looking like surprised,
Yeah.
but without getting shot, of course. No, we don't want to get shot up and shit.
Oh, you're talking
Oh,
about the
no.
last picture.
Yeah, the last
Ooh,
picture.
that got dark quick. I was talking about having a good time, Brady.
No. I'm saying like I want it to be the opposite, polar opposite of what happened that night, but us
Yes.
having a good time, staring off, looking good. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nobody gets shot in our
That's life.
world,
No, nobody does shot. And if it does, it's imaginary bullets, which cannot kill you. So we're good.
Yeah.
Nah, man,
yeah.
it's yeah, you're right. I think the more I read the article and just kind of, if it's really just reading your alcohol levels to where, but okay, so right now they say that if you even have one beer, you're pretty much over the limit at that point, right? Or what's the law now? Like if you were to say, let's say
So
we were out
in Washington, we're at 0.08, and
Okay.
it goes by your your body weight, and it goes by how much you drink.
Okay.
So yeah, 0.08. So 0.08 for someone like me can probably be like, I don't know, probably 3 beers,
Okay.
maybe 2, I don't know. But then, someone, half my size, it could be 1 beer, and they're feeling it just the same. So, that's what makes
Everybody's
the
different.
challenge, right? Is that, here we are, we're all drinking together, not taking into account that, hey, other people are a lot more fucked up than you. So, so you're not thinking about that. So someone's popping, behind the wheel, and, in their head, they're probably like, oh man, I'm drunk, but hey, I'm with everybody, and I'm not gonna, I ain't no bitch. The next thing
I'm
you know,
gonna
you
raise
just
no
killed a
fool.
whole family of 14
Jesus
Mormons,
Christ.
going to choir class.
While you're over there at Applebee's getting fucking hammered, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, fancy like Applebee's.
No, it's so yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I think I see this as more of a good thing if it's really gonna, they have to find a medium to where like it can't be some crazy low number to where like even if you do go out and drink responsibly, have a couple of drinks, you're out there, out to dinner, whatever, you have a couple
Well, the
of
legal
drinks.
limit.
Yeah, if I think they have to find like a medium to where like it can't be like a fucking super low number, but then again, something in the middle. So
Right.
no, I mean, I see it as a good thing.
But,
I mean, aside from them like being able to control, I mean, the more I'm focusing on, or the more I think we would kind of agree on, is that them being able to control your car. Like now, are they able to fucking not just the system itself where it's able to read your alcohol levels, but are they still able to like interfere with that and be able to control your car? Or how does that work?
I mean, this is very new and
Yeah.
preliminary, but I would assume that they can come up with different type systems. I mean, vehicles are becoming more and more autonomous as we go along. So eventually that it might take the human element out of it completely. I mean, they're talking about developing pilotless airplanes. They just have to wait until could you imagine, right? There ain't that thing's going down, right? And there ain't no pilot. They're like, oh, it's a drone now.
Just like a robot, autonomous robot, just freaking figure there. Or maybe even like, what if it's like a hologram human just there, like making sure everything's good,
you think it's real, and then all of a sudden the plane crashes, but then all of a sudden nobody dies because you realize you were in the metaverse the entire time, and like, nobody told you.
Sorry,
nobody told you.
That was my 59th death this whole week. God, man.
Yeah, that's little Jeremy. He's we're giving him the pilot controls, and he's not good at this. Yeah.
It's some 19-year-old flying for the hell of it. Like, I'm gonna be a fucking airplane pilot today. Like, fuck, man.
Catch me if you can.
Oh, wow, man.
But no, I think that, it's a good technology because, again, as things are more autonomous, and also too, think about it. I think that it's going to naturally, I mean, it's making it more inconvenient to be drunk in the first place. If you literally know your vehicle is going to lock and you got to get in your whip and skedaddle, you are just knowing that you're going to be like, well, shit, it's not like I can jump into any car right now. So I'm just going to, so I think that you will see less drinking overall,
Yeah, and it'd be good. I mean, obviously, there's always we hear, time to time we do hear of tragic stories of people obviously having their lives taken from a drunk driver, being just irresponsible, and it does suck because I mean, I've known a few people that have lost, was it family members or friends to that, so it's tragic and it sucks,
Oh, yeah.
and obviously, even now it's still happening, as of now. But if they could suppress that to make it where like they literally completely, I want to say eliminate it all, but I mean eliminate a good portion of it. I mean, I think that's a win, man.
Yeah,
So I mean, I think it's a good
it's
thing.
not that I'm a threat on the road from drinking and driving. I don't drink and drive. It's just when I stop taking Prozac, that's when I get a little, like I'm like, oh man, I
Little
could totally
antsy.
go I could cross the median, and I mean, if if the load is big enough, I'll do it.
It's got to be worth it. There's got to be something good at the end of the finish line there for
got to
me
be
to
an
be worth it.
SUV full of kids, you know, and I've got to have a really bad day. I mean, I got to have a good reason.
It's got to be a Thursday, knowing you got mandated to work the weekend and you already had plans, but they told you couldn't go.
Yeah.
And you're probably like on your third beer, but knowingly like, fuck, I need some Prozac to go with it.
Yeah.
And then you take a fucking flat Yui, but it's going to be heavy traffic going south on the freeway.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll leave my Dear Slim tape in the back of the trunk. Yeah. I'll let them all know.
Oh, we are savages, man. We're savages. Oh god. But yeah, I mean, we can say that, yeah, it's a good thing. And I mean, we got to see how this plays out. And we also got to see what year cars are actually going to start doing this with. Because I mean, for me, I don't know, as new cars, like I said, as they become more autonomous and just, they're more they're more, I guess, heavily reliant on the computer, where like a lot of it's getting harder to fucking even maintenance and all that stuff. So it's just more expensive. I'm not really with all these new cars. I mean,
I'm just gonna be pissed off if it snitches, if I get in behind the wheel and just by trying to start the ignition, right? It's already calling Popo, and Popo's already at the door.
Yeah, like, I don't want a snitch car. Hell no.
No, man. GM, Tesla, stop it.
No snitching for sure.
I'm only driving Chinese vehicles.
Straight from China.
They don't give a fuck.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. All right. Last topic that we have on this what the fuck segment. The title for this one goes, Venomous sharks are lurking in the Thames. Thames. I think that's how you say it. Thames? Is it the lake, right? It's like a really famous lake, River Thames. Is that how you say
I don't know.
Okay,
to me.
Well, we don't know. We're professionals, but we try to be professionals. So, for anybody that wants to correct me, say hey, or that's not how you say. Go ahead, leave it in the comments.
Light us up in the comments.
Yes, light me up. So, a new study has found that the venomous sharks are amongst the hundreds of wildlife species in the new inhabit in the River Thames. It turns out that we're going to need a bigger notebook to take a stock of a variety of creatures dwelling in the London waterway, as CNN reports that a survey organized by the Zoological Society of London has revealed positive news for its wildlife and ecosystem recovery, with seahorses, eels, and seals that have been discovered in the Thames. The river's health check found a shiver of sharks beneath the surface of the water, with 3 different species recorded as part of the survey, including taupe, starry smooth, hound, and spur dog. Spur dog, I think that's how you say it. Fuck, okay. The dorsal fins with venom secreting spines that can cause pain and swelling in humans if they come in contact with the mild toxic substance. Taupe sharks are long and slender, just like spur dogs, but have distinctive long snouts. They can grow up to 6 feet in length and can weigh up to 106 pounds, while starry smooth hounds are smaller in size, reaching up to 4 feet and 25 pounds. Starry smooth hounds can be identified by the speckled white spots typically scattered on their upper flanks and back. This comes more than 6 decades after the 215-mile river was declared biologically dead. The report, however, warned of threats from pollution and climate change, with the water's temperature rising above 0.2 Celsius a year on average. Sea levels are also on the up, with the tidal section of the Thames have risen in some points by 0.17 inch a year on the average since 1990. Scientists are keen to conduct further research of the River Thames to better understand the reason why the number of fish species found in the tidal areas have shown a slight decline over the years. But who knows what else they may discover. Just a year, a new glantinous species of cynophore Sinophore was found during a dive off the coast of Puerto Rico. So anything under the ocean, like I always say, I fear the ocean. I feel the deep waters. Not only to think that we have great white sharks, obviously, that can fucking completely devour a human being.
Yeah.
But now we have fucking sharks that are poisonous. Isn't that wild?
I mean, I ain't even trying to get near a shark, so
It's like,
I don't even want to find out if it's poisonous or not.
Man, it's like we are not done yet. Like finding out what's underneath, what's lying underneath the oceans or the rivers or whatever. True story. Where I used to live in Eastern Washington, they actually found like this ginormous fucking fish. I mean, I was trying to find the articles. I wanted to talk about it, but I can't find it. But if I do, we'll definitely talk about it.
It wasn't a sturgeon.
No, dude, it was the Columbia River. Dude, it was a massive fish, Brett. Like I almost and it's crazy because we used to kind of go by the river. There used to be little spots where we could swim, and we would try to fish there every so often. And I was like, dude, this fucking thing could have been swimming near me, and I never knew about it.
Yeah,
it freaked me out.
I know that they do sturgeon like fishing derbies and where they catch. Wow, look at your can.
Oh,
lift that can up to the metaverse. Wow,
look at that.
That is wild. What a
no
trip.
Free sponsorship. I gotta hide the logo because you gotta pay me for us to sponsor. You know who.
Yeah. It looks. Yeah. So
not crazy, right?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it makes me horny. So.
Oh, I know it does. A lot of things
do. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they would have these fishing derbies, and I mean, dude, have you ever seen a sturgeon?
I believe I know what it looks like. I'm not too sure. I would have to see a picture.
It is a prehistoric fish, and it is the ugliest, most dinosaur-looking fish you've ever seen in your life.
Does that little stripes, like little tire stripes, kind of?
I don't think so. It's just like it's just
big
and ugly. It's just big and ugly.
So how prehistoric are we talking? Like how many years do you think it's been on this lovely planet?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, we'd have to call a psychiatrist or something.
Psychiatrist.
Like, hey, can you tell me how old this fish is?
Wow. So it says here, okay, descendant of the earlier. It's a descendant of this other fish, which I can't fucking pronounce. I'm stupid. Who date back to the Triassic period, some 245 to 200 million years ago, 208 million years ago.
That's wild.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The only reason.
Okay. Yeah.
The only reason they're still living, right? And any, the place where you're going to find the animals still being species from long time away is the ocean, because we can't go there. That's the only place where the ocean, where humans are just not built good enough to tour and completely decimate all the animals that are path. We can throw just gallons upon gallons of chemicals, of DuPont chemicals and Chevron oil all up in the water and take out like ducks and all the surface ones. But those ones that are like deep down, those things have been living from the beginning, and they're just going to keep winning. Until we're wrapped in linen.
Wrapped in linen. No, that's true. And another crazy thing, there was actually an article that I ran into, and then I was trying to look for it again, and Google just sometimes I have my bad days on Google, and I really can't get to the T of like being so specific to where it'll pull up like close to the article of what I'm talking about referring to. But they say they found like fossils of what it looks like an octopus, but where they found it was super high up in the mountain somewhere. So they were saying that the ocean was up to there, or somehow like how would that octopus made it up there?
My dumb ape brain would be like, oh, he probably got sucked into a volcano chute, and then the volcano spit him out, and that's where he landed. That would have been my theory if I was a detective.
Maybe
if I was Ace Ventura, I'd be like, that's exactly what happened. That goddamn volcano that's right behind my man Eddie right there just spit that octopus and all 8 arms and all the tentacles. Now he's on Mount Kilimanjaro.
Is that a real place?
Yeah, that's in Africa.
Oh shit. Yeah. Kilimanjaro. Huh. You school me up on so many things, man. I'm like, I don't know if it's like you try to it's like I don't know if you're trying to troll me or if you're being serious. So it's always kind of hard to like,
no,
are you fucking with me?
No, so here's the thing. This is the beauty about being a foster child and an only child and a child that nobody ever wanted to talk to and hang out. This is why I'm so socially awkward. and is because no one ever wanted to hang out, and so I would just read all the time. Just like, useless bullshit that I'll never even need unless I'm doing a podcast. I'm like, hey, guess
No,
what?
but it panned out because you're actually using that knowledge for this here, right here. You throw in some fucking cool little neat facts or some stuff that I may not know about, but the people, the listeners, the viewers, all just are amazing listeners in general. They probably don't know about it. Like, oh shit, I didn't know that. So it might be, some
God
little
himself,
gems.
God himself is looking down on me and like, yeah, you had a purpose, boy.
Podcast extraordinaire.
There was a reason for all that fire and brimstone.
Oh, dude, all the abuse, all that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you had to go to the
hot
fucking
irons
the
thrown at me.
grinder. Jeez. Oh, talk about going dark.
My
right
mom would
there.
iron my clothes while I was still wearing them. Just kidding.
Oh man, they talk about abuse, man. Oh my
Mom,
God.
I'm not even wearing a shirt.
You're so red. She's thinking it's like a red shirt. Oh my God.
Stop, mama.
Oh man. Talk about like a shit. If yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's nuts though. But no, man. I mean, hey, I enjoy your cool little what is it? Your cool facts. Sometimes it's like, you did, like I said, you school me up on some stuff, and it's interesting. Like even on like off air, I always feel like there's always all this neat stuff that we talk about, which actually one of the things that I do promise we definitely want to do an episode on. Maybe like it'll be like a special direct episode towards this topic, but it was that chemical or that was it these glasses that you're able to see the true, like the world
aura.
truly, the aura
glasses.
And it's interesting. It's really interesting. So we'll definitely have to do that in the near future because it's very interesting. It really kind of like, damn, it really sucked me in to really start looking at it a little bit more. But I definitely have to gather all the information and all the stuff so we can actually, give the full on specific details.
Yeah, I'm a different
it.
cat. But one thing, you shut me down. You shut one of my dreams down. Because you're like a close homie. You're like, one of the only people that I tell certain shit to, right?
Yeah.
So like, but unless it's the FBI. If the FBI, I don't even know you. But you shut me down though the other day because I was like, yo, listen, what do you think about ayahuasca? And I'm telling Eddie how, the like I want to try ayahuasca because you can, like, it's this spiritual connection that you get, and it's like, the DMT that your pineal gland is supposed to develop on its own. But apparently our society has created all these chemicals. We have fluoride in the water that's calcifying our pineal gland, which is taking our connection away from the spiritual realm. So like there's a spiritual a warfare going on right in front of our eyes, right? Like it's all invisible. It's all going on though, and we can't see it. But if we, had that third eye opened, we could see more of it and we wouldn't fall victim to all these traps like 9/11, being done by, the terrorists, that were whatever. And then, all these jabs that make absolutely no sense, how they're, denying all that. If our third eye was open, we wouldn't be duped by all this stuff. And they need our third eye shut. So with ayahuasca though, that's where you can like find the true meaning of life. But if you're gonna, get high on ayahuasca, what they recommend is that you have those that are closest to you with you, so that you're not, your high doesn't end up like in torment, or people don't end up fucking with you, or but you have to be in this comfortable setting, the people closest to you. And then Eddie's like, no, I don't want no part of that.
It's just really like I've heard.
I'm not gonna bring my hatchet, Eddie. Go all ICP on you.
Oh my God!
I just juggalo, did you?
I just think it's very. I've heard of people, like I said, we've talked about this. They've had really good experiences by far. Like a lot of people say that's changed their narrative or just changed their perspective on life in general. Like they're just like a whole new person after this, this journey, like what they call. And it's but it's like the unknown that to me, that's just like, fuck, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm one of those people that get like
Dude.
pretty, like, I would start kind of like almost tripping out, like in the sense of like, I don't know what I want to see. I don't know what I'm going to go through. It's almost like fearing the unknown. Like I think for me, like anything after like if they're saying this is true, where it's something else completely different from what we're seeing here from what my natural little eyes can see, it's like, what fucking else am I going to see after, going through that, that journey, so I don't know. I mean, I'll never say never, but down the road, maybe. I mean, just to see what it is. But we definitely have to be rich. We definitely have to have like our own studio and all that to do that. And we definitely have to find a shaman that we can fucking trust. And I have to get to know this person for at least 1 year so I can know my life is in your hands. My mind is in your hands. I don't want to come out with a scrambled brain and be in freaking vegetation state from there on forward. So
no. Yeah. This is all natural stuff. This isn't stuff that this is all natural stuff. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to, of course you gotta, what you're saying, right? You got to have the right shaman there, a professional, someone who's been doing it. Right. And preferably the one that Will Smith went to. Apparently he went like 9 times,
Oh shit. Really?
You're the one that sent me the article.
Yes, I
remember because I was like, oh, it took him 9 times. What a slow learner.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was talking about how he's contemplating suicide and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and how
that was a joke, by the way, people. I love Will Smith.
Oh, dude, Big Willie style. Shout out to Big Will. No, man, it's crazy. Yeah, he was definitely, and that's the crazy thing about it, though. He was saying that we never know what these people are going through. Like they could just come out to be where, Big Will, he's always looking happy, full of energy. Behind closed doors, it wasn't like that. He was saying that he was thinking about killing himself, all this stuff. It's like, damn, sometimes we don't know what demons people are facing in it. And it's crazy that, he did this 9 times. Yeah, I think I remember I did send you the article. And, he definitely wanted to kind of just shift his shift his mind to where he wanted to be more at peace, more well-grounded, and more just, not think about not have the negative energy in general, so
yes,
it's
I think it's important. Our society is so based on materialism that we've really lost focus of what the purpose of life is. And it's sad to see, it's sad to see that we let a bunch of politicians who are just money hungry and power hungry dictate our every life to the point where we can't go to school or work now without an experimental vaccine. Like, when the fuck did we relinquish our rights to our own bodies? And when did we decide that other people were higher in power than us that could decide those types of laws? We're so far off. I think we do need a big spiritual awakening, and I'm not endorsing or promoting any type of religion. I'm just saying, like, we need to realize that there is something bigger and greater than us, and we need to connect with that. We're just letting evil people do evil shit to us, and we're just taking it. It's got to end, and I'm not saying we have to. There's ways you can fight without drawing blood, without creating violence, without burning cities down, without, it's just say no. It's as easy as just everybody collectively standing up and saying, I'm not going any further. I'm not doing this, but our pineal glands are all calcified and they've got us right where they want us. So for those of us that are seeking for higher purpose or for whatever it is, the truth, whatever the truth is, we're going to be the ones that are searching, and we're going to share our own experiences. But the problem is, or not the problem, but the thing about it is, the truth, just like, I've got my own demons, I've got my own things going on, that when I do this, I'm going to be faced with some very honest and brutal truths about me, some flaws that are just gaping wide open that I'm going to have to sit down and address myself. So I know there's going to be a lot of things I'm going to see that I'm not going to be happy with. I'm going to be ashamed of, and it's not going to be stuff I'm going to want to talk about, but it's going to be stuff that I'm going to have to address. And that goes for anybody and everybody listening. We all have that type of thing going on.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of us are just sticking our head in the sand and pretending it isn't there. We're covering it up with alcohol and with video games and with metaverses and with sex and with coke, and it's all fun, but it's just a cover up. It's just an escape from the reality.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better, man. No, straight up. I mean, we're disconnected. I think that's what it is. We're really disconnected to where, like you said, we kind of need to ground ourselves. And I mean, I wonder, like, there's always that question: what if people did this to really kind of like find themselves again and get well grounded again? And I mean, maybe I would think, I think at this point it would definitely do good, a lot of good. I think, it would kind of mellow everybody out, especially with all the shit that's going on and we're all facing as people, in this country. It would definitely be a benefit. And I think I would look for a good outcome from it, so yeah, man, I'm with it. But I think we should leave it on that note. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good on that. And we'll close it up with that. So of course, go check us out on Instagram if you haven't. Again, we're almost close to like 1,500 followers, which is amazing, dude. Us, so thankful for all our followers. Awesome. So thankful for everybody that watches our clips, whoever comments on our stuff, whoever likes our posts. A huge shout out, huge thank you to everybody that's been following us since when we first created our account. It's been a journey so far, and we're really appreciative of that. So thank you. But definitely follow us on Instagram. And of course, you can listen to all of our audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn FM Radio, just anywhere where you pretty much listen to your favorite podcast, which us being one of them, hopefully. You can listen to the audio there, and also subscribe to our YouTube page if you haven't done so. 80 subscribers. Awesome too. We just hit a little cool milestone.
Yeah.
Super thankful. Again,
we're
appreciative.
Super appreciative. A little seed right now. You just wait.
We're just our little freaking weeds are growing, so we're going through that concrete, so definitely, again, thank you very much. But this is it for us. We'll catch you in the next one. Have an awesome Friday, awesome weekend overall. Take care. We love you. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.